Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. I'm Joe Jaquint, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. And happy Thursday. I hope it finds you well. I think we've got all of our issues resolved. The hack attack is over. Not only have we survived it, we've come out better on the other end. We got a lot of big announcements to make for you. Super excited about it. Before I do, tomorrow's Good Friday. Phoenix will be running a tape, so you'll hear this show again tomorrow. Colorado, it'll be a mixed bag. So you'll have some live shows, some tape shows, just depending on who the guest or the talk show host is. I want to wish everybody a super fantastic Easter. Spend time with that family. You know, I will say this. I am so big about family. I'm one of those guys where I've already been telling both of my kids and that, hey, when you guys get older, right, let's buy a big piece of land, right? Let's buy, 10, 20, 30 acres, whatever it may be, if you could even afford. I don't know that we could even afford to do it. And let's all live, together. Let's build our own little compound, right? We'll have mom and dad, we'll have grandma and grandpa, we'll have our house, and you guys have your houses, and we can share. Right? We could build like a master pool, assuming we live in Arizona, and a sport court, and instead of all of us having to buy our own, we can share it. It'd be great. We can help you drive the kids around, and of course I tell them, listen, you guys aren't going to get as lucky as I did or my parents did. Your wives are going to have to work. Right? You guys are going to have to work. Your wives are going to have to work. Trust me, you need grandma and grandpa around. And they want no part of it, by the way, like most kids. So I think I'm doing a good job. My wife and I were doing a good job. Our kids don't want to live with us, and no, they don't want us to be their neighbors. So, but happy Easter to everybody. Enjoy that family time. And on Monday, there's good news for Phoenix. Starting Monday, the show will be live again with me and Eric on Monday. On Monday in Colorado, nothing will change. We'll be on at 9 a.m. in the morning in Colorado. We'll be on at 9 a.m. in the morning in Phoenix, even though that's really 10 o'clock in Colorado. I know, being two places at the same time. But Eric is back. We would have had it. We had some issues going on. All of those have been fixed. So starting on Monday, both Colorado and Phoenix, we'll get Eric and I together. Of course, Colorado, 3 hours of Eric. And I know the last few days we've been getting the tape. He's been ready to go. We've had the issues. Those are all fixed. He'll be in here today. Friday, kind of a mixed bag. I don't know who's going to be on, not on. I know Phoenix for sure is closed, so everything in Phoenix will be a repeat. In Colorado, some of the shows will, some of the shows won't. I want to give this number up. This is the new call-in number for Colorado. Phoenix people, write it down. Write it down. Because trust me, you're going to want to start listening. Eric's shows they get better and better and better. But we want this to be interactive. 970-587-5171. That is going to be the call-in number. We've got our phone link working now. Eric and I will have the ability now to take calls and hang up and answer calls, do all that stuff right from our offices in Phoenix, which is one of the things that we've been working on. And because of the attack, we just said that we had to do a bunch of stuff. We got it done. So write that number down. 970-587-5171 is the call-in number. Make sure you guys are calling in today. Eric's going to be on in an hour. So starting at 9 o'clock Arizona time from 9 to noon, Eric will be on. We'll get those phone lines cranked up, and let's just have a lot of fun with it. Our toll-free number here at Patriot, same number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And the report is coming out. Yes, the Mueller report. No collusion, right? The biggest waste of taxpayer money maybe ever is coming out today. I'm sure Eric will talk about it. That's coming out today. I can tell you right now, I don't care. I'm so sick of it. I'm waiting for the day when the media will stop saying the words Russia and collusion. Right? Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, how many years in a row can you hear the same two words over and over and over again? But that is coming out. I'm sure everybody will be talking about it. I'm going to be talking about anything but that. We had some economic data out today that we're going to get to. So think about this. For the last few days, we talked about the debt, how much each household owes, right now. By the way, $35,000 a year this year. Well, that actually last year, probably $40,000 next year. Well, put us each household well over $200,000. Then we talked about who's buying the debt. Today, we're going to talk about your wealth, or the lack thereof. Patriot Radio News Hour. Don't touch that dial. How you doing? Happy Thursday, happy Easter. 800-951-0592 is our toll-free number. You know, today I felt like one of those monks, you know, the ones that are in charge of the archives. You know, they go back and they know where all the old scrolls and stuff are kept. I had an opportunity this morning on a particular coin that it was one of the coins that I kind of was like, you know, this is when you kind of get into the expensive category. And on a saint, as an example, mint state 65 and above get pricey. Right? And I'm like, unless you are truly buying a very rare dated saint, I don't think they're worth the money. And, of course, a rare date, rare dated saint would be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, not $3,000. On the Liberties, the older series, remember the Liberty series, 1866 to 1907, right? They got used a lot more as money, right? They were around longer in the olden days, so it was harder to find coins that never made it into circulation and were able to be graded at a higher grade. And for the Liberties, and for those of you that know the graded market well, you know, mint state 63, things get pricey in the older Liberty market. Over the last several, months or so, every once in a while, and I've said this for almost 2 decades now, don't buy slab gold. Don't do it. Slab bullion especially, it's the biggest ripoff in the whole world. Those MS-70 Gold Eagles and Buffaloes, don't buy them unless you're buying them from us. Because when you buy them from us, you pay close to spot. They're not rare. They're not unusual. They're not valuable, right? You know, because they weren't actually used as money. You know, you think about the late 1800s, early 1900s, people were slapping a $20 gold piece at the counter of the bar, right? And that probably bought you the whole bar rounds for what? Who knows, right? For hours. They were used as money, so there aren't any MS-70s. But we had an offer on some mint state 63 Liberties. And normally when I get these, I ignore them. Because I just look at the price, and I'm like, okay, that's too much. It's too much. Because these are going to be common dates, and you know what we want. And here at Patriot, our motto has always been the same. We want you to buy as close to spot as possible. We want you to stay as private as possible, right, at all times. And at least the possibility of potentially holding on to your gold if the government decides to confiscate it. That's it. Right? You can buy it, sell it, trade it. You got the best tax laws. That already says U.S. minted materials. We like the older gold, normally because it's a little cheaper, and which is, again, which we like. And two, it's a collectible, which, going back to the last time the government confiscated gold, the one loophole they had in it was you could only keep your collectible gold. Everything else had to be turned in. Does that mean they're going to do it the next time? I don't know. But I went back to the archives. So in our shipping room, we have this bookcase. And we've got binders, and it's by year. It goes all the way back to 1995. All the way through the present. And I grabbed 3 books. They're in these big binders. So I grabbed 3 binders. I grabbed the oldest one we had, which was 1995. Then I grabbed April of 2008. Well, 2008. They're all, every month's in there, but I pulled April specifically. And then 2014. Why? No reason. They were just there. I just was grabbing. In 1995, April of 95, according to the gray sheets, that's what's in these binders, spot gold was $390. Okay, right now, spot gold, gold's up a couple bucks, $12.73 to the ounce. It was $390, which at the time, you think about it, that was actually a pretty high price in the 90s, right? Because by the time the millennium rolled around, it got all the way down to $250. It was $390. Retail on a Mint State 63 $20 Liberty gold piece. According to the gray sheets, anywhere from $895 to $1,200 or more. And really, some of these guys were probably whacking you $1,400, $1,500, $1,600 a coin. In April of 2008, spot gold was $900. So think about, right? This is the heart of when they finally admitted that we had a problem, right? April of 2008, gold's $900. A Mint State 63 $20 gold piece, a cheap price. I'll call this a Patriot price. How's that? Would have been $1,765. Most of those dealers, the guys on TV, probably going to whack you near $3,000 for one. April 2014. And here's what was funny. Gold was almost the exact same. So I just told you gold's $12.73. Same week in April, gold, according to the gray sheets, was $12.79. A Mint State 63 Liberty, a Patriot price in 2014 would have been $1,725, which is why I didn't sell them to you. It's too much. Spot gold's $12.79. Don't pay $1,725. Right? We were probably selling raw 20s for what? About $1,400. Of course, right, the rip-off guys, they'd have been whacking you for over $2,000. So today, here's what I've got. I know, a long way to get there. Spot gold's $12.73. I have 125. You heard me right. 125 Mint State 63 $20 Liberties, PCGS and NGC graded. 1 through 9. $1,395. 10 or more, $1,385. At 800-951-0592. That's like $335 to $345 less with essentially the same gold price. That's great value. I highly recommend them. The people, last week we did those 64 Saints. It sold great. What a great buy those were. Right? 63 libs. Those are always, in history, they've been more expensive than the 4 Saints were. $1,395, 1 through 9, 20 or more, $1,385 at 800-951-0592. Now, I told you we're going to get to it. Your 401k. Great new report out, and it's exactly what I've been telling you. Man, they ripped us off. They ripped us off good. So they did a study, and they said in this study, it was Howard Gold, by the way, is the columnist that's writing about the study. We already know America is woefully unprepared for retirement. But a new study tells an even more sobering tale. Now remember, we're in the midst of the greatest stock rally that we've seen since the tech bubble. Right? Matter of fact, the only time stocks have been more expensive, and it's just barely, was back at the tech bubble. You think it tops around right here? Yeah, probably. But even despite that, 3 out of every 4 participants in the best corporate 401ks. Listen, you don't even want to know the story about the ones that aren't the best. 3 out of every 4 people that participate in a 401k plan at the best corporate plans won't have enough to cover their post-retirement living expenses. What does that say? Remember what I told you about Social Security? Listen, the government lays it out. I'm not making these things up. This is just what it is. Right? You can either do something about it or not. Right? We already know. Social Security, there's no money there. And now this 401k, remember, they were so nice to us. You don't want those pensions. Oh, these pension plans, they're just killing America. Right? Remember? They're killing America. These General Motors employees want to make $26 an hour. It's ridiculous. And we got to pay for them. But they knew then. Think about how long they've known. They knew in the 80s. Hey, listen, you don't want to be paying for health care. Health care was cheap. Not anymore. From the Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern University was the one that did the research. One of the schools my younger son really is interested in going to. Great school. They said that based on the research, they boiled the sample down to 300,000 people. And they ran a multitude of simulations based on actual real-world events. Stuff like job loss, early withdrawals from 401ks, and all of these other things. And they said that retirees, along with their 401ks and Social Security and medical benefits, Medicare benefits, Fidelity says that the estimates for how much it's going to cost you greatly exceeds the average 401k balance. You know how greatly it exceeds it by? 6 times. And when you throw a times on something, that's 100. So you're 600% underfunded, according to the study from Northwestern. Not problem number one, they said. Americans just don't have the money to do it. I'd say that's a problem. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break.
This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report, the conservative pro-family broadcast of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, a leading voice for the sanctity of life, traditional education, the Constitution, and American sovereignty. And now, from the archives of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, here is Phyllis Schlafly.
From an academic achievement perspective, women have a lot to celebrate. Women now make up nearly 60% of American college students. But if women are 60%, that means men are only 40%. Even when women go to college primarily to earn a degree, they are also interested in romance, and many are frustrated with the dating dynamics on their campuses. A female senior at the University of North Carolina complains that the actual dating pool of men is even smaller than it appears. She said, out of that 40%, there are only 20% that we would consider, and out of those 20%, 10 have girlfriends, so all the girls are fighting over the other 10%. These percentages change behavior. Men are free to play the field, and women are more aggressive than they might otherwise be. Girls feel pressured to do more than they're comfortable with. A girl at the University of Georgia said, if a guy's not getting what he wants, he can quickly go to the next girl because there's so many of us. Girls are more prone to tolerate unfaithfulness. One girl said, if you don't ignore it, you don't have a boyfriend. School administrators and professors are now debating whether it makes sense to admit less academically qualified men in order to achieve campus gender balance. A sociologist at LaSalle University said, women do not want to get left out in the cold, so they are competing for men on men's terms. This results in more casual hookup encounters that do not lead to serious romantic relationships. Women end up losing out. A psychology professor at the University of Georgia explained, when men have the social power, they create a man's ideal of relationships. He thinks women on predominantly female campuses are paying a mighty big social price for their academic success.
This has been the Phyllis Schlafly Report from Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. You've seen the desperation of women's marches, the disgrace of Planned Parenthood, the rise of savvy young conservative women. Radical feminism is heading down a dead-end road. Voice your opinion on what's really important to women at phyllisschlafly.com. That's phyllisschlafly.com. Thanks for listening, and join us again for the Phyllis Schlafly Report.
800-951-0592. One of the best values anywhere. Mint State 63, $20 gold pieces, PCGS, NGC grade, $13.95. That's only $120 over spot. I've never seen it. I just haven't. But it gets better. Buy 10 or more, $13.85. At 800-951-0592. Tell you what, you know what? Let's go crazy. 20 or more, $13.75. At 9510592. Just think about this. 5 years ago, gold right where it is today. A Mint State 63 $20 Liberty would have cost you over $1,700. That's the type of value you're getting. That's the reason why I'm running them today. I will honestly tell you, I've never, ever, ever seen Mint State's 63 Liberties this close to spot ever. 800-951-0592. So we're talking about this study done by Northwestern. And they're looking at the 401ks. And they actually put them into buckets. You work at a bad company. Their 401k is crappy. We're not talking about you. You work at a company. They're okay. You know, the 401k plan, it's not great, but, you know, it's okay. Yeah, you're out. Let's just focus on the best of the best. The ones that have the Mac Daddy 401k plans, which probably means the ones that, charge you the least amount of fees. These are probably the plans where the fees are probably 2%, maybe 1.8%, something like that. Every year, by the way. Think about the racket that this is. 3 out of 4 don't have enough money. No matter what they do, they don't have enough. So the study went and tried to figure out why not. The very number one reason, again, you think about all these academics up at the Federal Reserve, right? The smartest guys in the room. I'm so smart. I read books. Of course, now no one reads books, right? You get a Kindle. Most Americans don't save enough for retirement because they simply don't have the money. Others, they said, work in small companies that don't even offer a 401k. So all in all, the vast majority of Americans, matter of fact, they say 67% aren't saving anything for retirement. And the other third that are saving for retirement, 75% of those don't have enough. And many people who have good company retirement plans don't put enough money into stocks. Others go haywire or wacky like crypto or cannabis in a misguided effort to try to beat the stock market. Listen, and it's all nice, right? The realities is if you're over 55, you're not supposed to be in the stock market. Because, there's good times. There is. Right now, you're in one. But the bad times just wipe you out. Listen to this. This is the part that makes me laugh. And remember the last 2 days. Let's put dots together. Be smart here. According to the guy that wrote this article, the best thing that ever happened to most investors. Got to remember now, you're investing. Right? Everybody, when you turn on the idiot box and these companies are advertising for you to give them your money and they pretend like they know what they're talking about. They don't. But there's always this disclaimer on every one of them. They talk real fast. Investments are risky. You can lose all your money. Right? Here's the great thing about me. I don't have to do that. Gold will always have value. It won't go to zero. It's an important thing. But the best thing that happened was the Pension Protection Act of 2006, which allowed companies, so they, he used the word allowed. Scratch that out, put the word forced. Forced companies to automatically enroll employees in their 401k plans. See, the government's telling you, this is what you're going to do with your money. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. You're going to put it in there. If you're a big company today, you have to put them in there. And make their default investment balanced or targeted funds. This is somewhere between a nudge and a shove, right? Now, the only way you can get out of it is I think you have to even do it in writing. You have to tell the company, I don't want you to take my money and put it into that 401k because they need it in there. Remember what I told you about the debt. You don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it, but it's true. All new debt issuance last year, all but $100 billion, was bought by banks and pension funds because there's nobody else to buy it. They had to. And I told you, I did the story a couple of months ago. The banks are starting to have a problem where the way the reserve requirements work, they're about, hey, we really can't absorb a whole lot more. That's why the central bank, now that they've stopped selling off their balance sheet, they're going to get rid of the mortgage backs and buy more treasuries. That will allow them to buy most, not all, most of the issuance for this year. Then what? Then who's buying it? We had what did they call it again? Oh, yeah, the Pension Protection Act. That's not, your 401k is no pension. Right? Let's establish that. Where they forced you into a 401k. I can't wait for the Pension Protection Act of 2020. Where everybody's got to be in and everybody's got to buy some treasury. With a yield of negative. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. Eight 9510592. We got three lines open. The Mint State 63 $20 Liberties. And I think about all the graded coins we've sold lately. Right? You've seen us sell the 61s and the 62s for less than an ungraded 20. The 64 Saint, I think we sold it for for the same price. Think about this one here. The Mint State 60 Lib. This is, of all the ones that we've done, this is the most valuable one. This is the one that historically has been worth way more than its gold content. Right? I told you the story. Back in 1995, it was worth 3 times the gold content. So today, think about it today. If it would had been on the same pace, this coin would be like $3,600. Will it get up there again? Probably. Right? You know, pattern cycles, they always repeat themselves. Take advantage today. Mint State 63, $20 Liberty gold pieces. These are NGC and PCGS, the very best. 1 through 9, $13.95, 10 through 19, $13.85, 20 or more, $13.75. And, of course, as always, you know this is how we do what we do. But we are talking about the study. And it just ties so perfectly. I can already tell you what's going to happen. They're going to come up with a new bill. Right? The new Pension Protection Act. But it won't be of 2006 where they forced companies to automatically enroll people in the 401ks. They're going to automatically tell you, you're going to be buying treasuries. And you know the yields we're going back to zero. We're probably, and really zero is probably not enough. The next thing, they gave a list of suggestions. Okay, let me give them to you. Because the best thing they ever did was forced enrollment. We're not the land of the free anymore, are we? Companies should increase their matching contributions. That I can go with. Absolutely. It should be a law. They should match every dollar you put in there. Period. But they don't. They used to back when they first were ripping us off. Now we'll give you a quarter. Maybe we'll give you 50 cents. We'll only do it for the first % or two. Right? There they are trying to tell you how great of a company they are. Well, they're bankrupting you. How about this one? That was the first suggestion. The government should limit retirement plan withdrawals. It's not your money. I keep trying to explain it to you. It's not your money. You're in a 401k. That money's not yours. I know you think it is. It's not. You're an unsecured creditor, period. Sorry. Now the plans, and this is how they do it. They float these things out there. And then they get the media to pick up on it and try to tell you what a great idea. We're doing it for your own good. Right? It's for your own good. Why do we need all this money? Why do you need to have, I don't even know, $500, $1 million to retire on? And yet but they're still going to tell you there's no inflation. Are you kidding me? You need to wake up. In this whole good economic experience, we're just spending money like drunken sailors. That's all this is. Early withdrawals from retirement plans is a killer. You know why people early withdraw? Do these people even understand? Because they don't have any money. Go back to the first thing you said in the study. Why don't people save enough? Because they don't make enough money. The government should prevent the withdrawal of funds. They do that too. I already told you that. That rule already exists. Now, that exists if the market's bad, right? That at any moment that they want, they can force you to not be able to sell. But now they want to restrict it even during the good times now. Make it harder for people who have reached 59 and a half. So at 59 and a half, you can take out money without the extra penalty. Right before 59 and a half, you got to pay a 10% penalty. And remember, you got to pay taxes. Taxes plus the penalty. At 59 and a half, the 10% penalty goes away. They want to get rid of that. And say that, hey, if you're not in a hardship, right? Then again, they want to tell you, hey, you don't need that money. If you don't have a hardship like you lost your job or you're going to lose your house, we don't want you to take that money out. You should have to keep it in there. Because, well, let's face it, you're an idiot and don't know what you're doing, and we know better. Or the real reason, because the government needs your money. Start saving as early as possible. Okay, come on. Do they really mean that? What's their favorite thing? What's the largest growing debt in the world today? Student loan debt. Can't save early. Kids are in debt. Dude, I know. I've got a kid in college. College is ridiculous. 800-951-0592. What's that ticking sound? That's your wealth getting ready to go away. Final segment coming up. 800-951-0592. You got to love that study from Northwestern. Number one problem, people don't make enough money to actually save for retirement. So don't worry. The rest of you that do, don't worry. We got a plan that's coming for you. Someone's going to be buying that debt. Who wants a treasury note at 0%? Who's going to put their hand up? Nobody. Guess what the government's going to do? Pension Protection Plan 2020 coming to a 401k near you.
Hey, Joe, guess what? Are we on the air?
We're on the air.
I'm going to do 3 hours of radio. Coming up next
in Colorado. All of you listening that aren't in Colorado, 1360khnc.com. Just click the big play button in the middle of the screen. You'll have 3 hours of Eric.
We're going to do 3 hours of the mullet report. So
it's out now, right?
Oh, yeah.
I heard 400 pages. Did you read them all?
The commies are running amok out there. So, I mean, regardless, the president would have to stand up next to Boris and Natasha and go with his arms around him and go, "Where's Moose and Squirrel? I am a Russian spy." Okay, that's boring. That and forget it. It's not going to change. It's a non-event. It's not going to change anything.
You vote Trump.
Yeah, I mean it's just crazy. What's going on? The crazy crats have gone. They've just gone wild out there, man. So I think it makes for great radio. Great television. It's a sad state of affairs in this country where half the country is hoping that the president is a liar, a cheat, a thief.
Right? Think about it. They just want him to be any kind of dirt, anything at all.
It could just be anything. You're right.
They really don't care what it is. Now they're talking about, well, he could have caused obstruction because he was tweeting out about, can we please end this investigation already?
That's crazy. He could have, what people don't understand, and we're going to talk about this in the next hour, is that the president could have quashed it
if he wanted
at any time.
Well, because he knew he was innocent.
Right. I mean, here's what the people can't believe, and this is what the crazy crats can't believe. The flyover states, where the salt of the earth are, the American people who all have family members and relatives who fought and died for this country could elect this guy. So if they couldn't be that stupid, so it has to be the Russians. You understand? This is what the whole thing is. And they've created this entire thing based on that premise, and it's a sad state of affairs.
I got to tell you right now, if you want to get it, Amazon says that they've got an audio book of the Mueller report. It's only $19.84.
What? That's the price?
Or do you know the Orwellian thing?
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
George Orwell. I thought that was funny.
That's okay.
800-951-0592. That's the order. That's the number if you want to place an order. Call-ins coming to Colorado. Write this number down, 970-587-5171. You got 3 hours of Eric Cedarstrom. Callers, welcome. Wherever you want to go, who knows where he's going to take us. It's going to be awesome. Make sure you tune in. Again, if you're not in Colorado, 1360khnc.com. Hit the play button. You'll get all 3 hours of Eric Cedarstrom. And this is going to be happening day in, day out, starting Monday. Eric and I will be on live in Phoenix. So Phoenix, starting Monday, you'll get an hour of Eric. If you want the other 2 hours, you're going to have to click over to 1360 and pick them up there. 800-951-0592, the closest to spot in my lifetime on Mid-State 63 $20 Liberties. $13.95 1 through 9, $13.85 10 through 19, $13.75 20 or more. Take care. Have a great week. Happy